Okay, I lied. Welcome back to my channel. I am Jordan, or you can call me Patchy, whichever you'd like. In this video, I will be putting together, with some help, my TBR cart back there, as well as reading a couple of works of fiction. I hope you enjoy. Getting this book. So the goal, I'm icing my shoulder. So the goal is to try to utilize my library and maybe, I can't think of the word, Kindle, use an e-reader moving forward, but I don't know how realistic that goal is. But yeah, I got this. I hear it's pretty smutty, and women my age are reading it, so I don't really feel ridiculous for wanting to. So I'm going to add that to the cart. This isn't all my books, so I have to get the rest of the books added to the TBR jar and gone through, and I'm probably going to have to rotate or add to this TBR cart as we go, because there's going to be some down in my basement that I want to add to this, and it's just, I like how this is now. I don't want to overfill this, so I'll probably have, you know, a bin filled with books that I want to kind of put on here, to replace as I go. And then, I mean, of course, there's new releases coming out, and I really would like to try. See, I can't. I'm not able to enjoy audiobooks. I have tried. I've listened to, like, if I listen to an audiobook, it's got to be like a thriller or something I don't have to entirely concentrate on. And I do like to take notes and things. Of course, I wouldn't be able to do that with the library books, but I would like to try reading on an e-reader at some point. I'm not sure how I would try that, but I would like to try that, and I would like to, I used to utilize my library quite a bit. I would like to try that again, just because there's so many books that I own, and, or at least slimming my TBR way down to be able to be something that's manageable. Something like this, maybe a little bit more than this. And I would be pleased with that. I'm going to go read The King in Yellow some more and play some video games. Okay, so made it upstairs. I'm figuring out this tripod thing, and I got this light. It's not even plugged in yet. I gotta get that figured out, but I'm gonna play some Call of Duty and read more of The King in Yellow. I'm hoping to finish today, so I'm thoroughly enjoying this so far. Much better actually than I thought I would. Like I thought I'd like it, but I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would. So that is always. Someone just pulled in next to me, but it's the next morning. I didn't update you last night. I did end up finishing The King in Yellow. And I definitely understand what I heard previously to reading this. I thoroughly enjoyed most of the stories in here. There were two stories that I really couldn't get into, get my mind wrapped around closer to the end. So there was the Street of the Four Winds, the Street of the First Shell. The Street of the First Shell and the Street of Our Lady of the Fields. I really had a difficult time with, but the rest of them I enjoyed, and I'm very glad that I read this. So basically, these are stories that all kind of surround this spooky book, The King in Yellow. I don't know if there's any like lore in this, but like you read The King in Yellow and you are driven insane. Oh, I can't really see, but like you go mad after reading The King in Yellow. Who would have The King in Yellow? So that's kind of a fun little thing about this. But all the stories are kind of like surrounding, this in this atmosphere. So in connection with The King in Yellow, the book. So that was kind of cool. I don't know if I'll end up keeping this. I don't know. I really liked this edition. I really liked the really short introductions. I don't usually like reading book introductions, so I ended up skipping it. But it was very short, and what I saw, nothing like spoiled what was coming. And it looks like there's other books in this edition, so I might kind of keep it just for like a collection. I'm not sure. I'll have to consider it. But I finished The King in Yellow, and I ended up playing quite a bit of Call of Duty last night. The trash talk is just too good to kind of get away from sometimes. But I started The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. This is my second attempt at reading a Lucy Foley. The first attempt I ended up DNFing the guest list. I feel like you're far away here. I ended up DNFing the guest list. I didn't, and it was like the way the story was being told, I didn't get on with. Like, I don't want to call it the storytelling lazy, but I feel like it's her style, but I feel like her as a writer could be amazing. She could tell amazing stories, but she's not quite there as a writer yet. Like, she thought this story out, she thought the guest list out, but once the story was kind of put together, she stopped thinking about, and that's just the vibe that I'm getting. Like, it could be much better. Like, you can tell she has it in her to write phenomenally, but, it's almost lazy to me. Almost lazy, but there's something there. So I'm gonna continue to read this one. I really don't want to DNF this one. I do have another Lucy Foley on my TBR, The Paris Apartment, and I've heard really great things about that one. So we'll see how this goes on whether or not I continue to pick her books up in the future. If I do, it may be after a few releases to see if her, or pay attention to what people are saying, see if her as a writer evolves any. So we'll just I'm only on page 34. So there's this retreat that's for people with lots of money, and we're kind of getting some different we're getting looks into, maybe, we don't really know motives completely. Which is always fun to kind of try to figure out motives. We are seeing that some people may not be good people. And I'm interested to see if we get any flip-flopping in that moving forward. I always love that. That's always great, where you get to play with your audience a little bit. So, we've got our owner of this retreat, and we've got some qualms with the locals in this area where this new retreat is put up. We're following the opening night, and we're kind of just starting to meet some characters. So I hope to be able to get a good chunk of this done today, because I'm supposed to be resting. It was an earlier morning this morning, because we had to take my oldest to cheer workouts, and then I had to rush over to my chiropractor, which last time when I went to the chiropractor, I was in quite a bit of pain afterward. Well, okay, I don't want to call it pain. I want to call it discomfort afterward, and it took me down for like 2 days. So far, after my adjustment, it was really quick this time. It was in and out. I'm feeling different, but in maybe slight discomfort, but not like I was at this point after the last one. So hopefully just today I'm down. I'm going to be doing a lot of reading. I have to do the dishes. I have to cook dinner. Okay, so I did not update you last night. Ended up coming home, relaxing, making some dinner. I worked on my stuff for the TBR jars that I'm putting together. And kind of chilled out. I really didn't read a whole ton yesterday. I read just a few chapters out of The Midnight Feast. And then I felt kind of crummy later on in the evening. So I just kind of wanted a comfort, and I picked up the second book in The Great Hunt, the second book in the Wheel of Time series, and kind of got into that for a little while. So that's kind of what I did yesterday as far as reading goes, as far as stuff goes. Today, I've got one already at cheer practice. Got to go pick up in a little bit. The other one we have a dentist appointment for later this afternoon. The girls want to make brownies, so we'll probably do that here shortly. I do want to get quite a bit of reading done today. I have to cook dinner yet tonight. So right now I've got like 30 to 45 minutes before I have to go ahead to pick the oldest up from cheer, and then hopefully I can get in that 45 minutes. I'm just gonna sit here and read some. Hello. It's the next day. So yesterday went home, made brownies, had to go to the dentist for for my youngest, and then came home, made dinner, and then read some and played video games. I am sitting at the doctor's office. I just got out. It was kind of like a med check and a yearly exam, so shed a few tears. I haven't had, it's that woman exam, so, of course, a little embarrassing. But I'm glad I got it done. I'm glad it's been like a decade, so I'm glad I'm taking care of myself. But I continued the midnight feast, and I'm on page 151. And I really want to finish this today. I have to prepare my bread for baking today. I think we're just doing pizza for dinner. My husband wants that. He's home today. We might go out of town to see Longlegs. They're not showing it well, they're showing it here in town, but it's at the expensive theaters. So we're gonna go out of town to the one that we actually prefer. So isn't that strange? You go to the expensive theaters and the popcorn's not that great, and you have to pay extra for refills. So we just go to the little one right out of town. And we just love that one. It's just this little hole in the wall. But we might go see Longlegs. I have to prepare my bread, and I really want to finish this book. But as far as the book goes, it's just meh. I mean, I'm interested to I'm very interested to see where this kind of goes, but it's very like high school drama-y. And I don't really care about any of the characters, like just slightly, but I don't really care about any of them. It sounds like we're dealing with a cast of characters who's all kind of shitty, or at least most of them. So I love shitty characters because it's just real. So I want to finish this book today. Close out this vlog. Great news. So I'm taking steps to better take care of myself, and I have lost 7 pounds. So no, that's not a lot, but I said in a month, and I said, okay, I'm going to be happy if I can lose 5, and I lost 7. So I've just been, I got back on psych meds, so I'm, starting to see a therapist again. It's something that I've always needed. I have really, really, really awful depression. I don't know if it's something more. It's something we have to kind of discuss further, but as I've aged, it's just things have changed a little bit. So I wasn't on meds for close to a decade now, and I'm, kind of went through hell, and we're making changes to be taking care of ourselves, taking care of myself. And that's kind of a big deal when you don't do that for so long. So I'm hoping for a more calm day today. I've been going to the gym. I've been trying to eat I've been introducing more healthy choices into my diet. I haven't completely like eliminated the other stuff. I've just been making more of an effort to give my body what it needs. So I do need to go to the pharmacy, pick meds up, go home. I might take Mom out to the movies with us. We've got cheer. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Just kind of need to relax a little bit, but that's life. I'll check back in later. I got 273 pages into the Midnight Feast, and I can't do it anymore. I'm done. I still have the Paris apartment out of my TBR. I'm contemplating taking it off. I just don't know. But I am now going to just go ahead and go on to the next one. Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. From New York Times bestselling author. I don't know what else they've written. The name doesn't look familiar to me, so I don't think I've read anything. You Shouldn't Have Come Here, The Perfect Marriage, and One of Us is Dead. Looks like she has written in the past. Colleen Hoover blurbed this. Ashley Flowers, Peter Swanson, Lisa Gardner, Stacey Willingham. Stacey Willingham, maybe I've read from, but it could be a different Stacey. I don't know. The other ones I've not read from. I have a Peter Swanson. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I have a Peter Swanson. I don't know. But, alright, on to the next one.